What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be looking at everyone's favorite asset, wheat. All right, this is an asset that's been going up in price dramatically over the past couple of weeks because of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and the massive amount of wheat that is produced in Russia and Ukraine, and the potential supply chain shortages that we could see because of the war going on in Ukraine and all of the sanctions that have been placed on Russia. In fact, if you want to take a look at this chart right here, you can see a wheat ETF, ticker symbol WEAT, that has skyrocketed in price. A lot of traders are taking to this ETF. A ton of people are looking at it both on Reddit, where it is the #2 top trending ETF, on Google Trends, where you can see it's actually currently making record highs right now, and on StockTwits, where it's the #2 top trending ETF or stock on StockTwits. A ton of people are looking at this wheat ETF. A ton of people are expecting that's going to go up massively in price even more. A ton of people are, especially retail people, are making big bets on it. Now, I do want to point out a couple of important things regarding this ETF and wheat prices in general. So, first off, I just want to clear up something regarding how this ETF trades and some misconceptions that retail traders might have. This ETF is not like most stocks, okay? In fact, ETFs aren't like most stocks. In fact, when you buy an ETF, you're not actually directly raising the price of the ETF itself, especially with this ETF, where you're buying up essentially shares of this ETF, and then that money goes into an account where the ETF managers can then use that money to buy up the underlying asset that the ETF manages, in which case, in this case of this ETF, it's wheat. So they're actually buying up futures contracts for wheat. So it would be incredibly difficult for retail to come in and move the price of this ETF on their own. So you're actually looking at this chart and you're wondering, well, haven't they moved it already? And the answer is no, it's not actually retail traders that have moved it already. That's actually just based off of the price of wheat. You can actually see the price of wheat has just skyrocketed, and thus the ETF's price is much higher. So that's just one misconception I was worried people might have about this ETF, thinking that retail traders were going to pump this up because it is on Reddit, and you never know what people are thinking. If they see a stock trending #2 on Reddit, they might be buying in expecting retail to be able to pump this up. So what you can expect from this is nothing probably insane. It's not supposed to be a 10x squeeze, but some people are playing it on the with the intent of wheat prices going up worldwide because of the supply chain issues that could be posed by the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Now, Russia and Ukraine combined produce about 30% of the world's exported wheat. So that is a massive amount of wheat that they're producing that's likely to, at least in some ways, stall out. Most notably in Ukraine, if they are being invaded by Russia, they're probably not too worried about their exports right now. Okay, they're probably not too worried about getting those out on time. Notably, they probably don't have too much wheat literally just sitting there, but if this conflict drags on for a long time, then their spring harvests could actually be negatively impacted. So in a couple of months, you could actually see rising wheat prices. Now, in Russia, it's a different story, okay? Russia is currently experiencing massive economic sanctions, and it's incredibly difficult to transact with Russia in any way due to a lot of banking regulations, specifically regarding the SWIFT system that's been put in place over Russia. So Russia may not be able to sell wheat at all. In fact, they may not be able to collect payment for it, which is why they would probably choose not to send it out instead of just sending it out without having received payment. So we're expecting two fronts to this wheat shortage, both from Ukraine and Russia. And it's not necessarily a guarantee that wheat prices are going to go up. In fact, looking at the wheat chart, it is actually somewhat moving down today. We're still up technically on the day, but we have seen quite a bit of red over the course of the day. If you zoom in, it's already starting to pull back a little bit. Now, over the long term, who's to say what's going to happen? This could certainly continue to rise. But at the moment, it is notable that countries like China have massive storages of wheat, which they may choose to start selling if supply demands become enough. If there are enough demands for additional supply, China might start to sell some maybe at a premium. They hold about, at the moment, I believe, 50% of the world's current wheat supply. So there are countries out there with quite a bit of wheat. The United States isn't in much danger of any kind of wheat shortage because the United States doesn't actually import too much wheat or any food at all, really, from Russia or Ukraine. Very little food is actually imported from those countries. Most of our food that we do import comes from either Canada or Mexico, since those are both right on our border. It makes a lot of sense that they provide most of the food that we import. So overall, what I'm expecting to see with this situation is probably we'll see elevated wheat prices for a while. Maybe this WEAT wheat ETF is a good trade to be taking. At the moment, it seems to be a little elevated in price already. In fact, from where we started just about a week or two ago, we're up about 66% to the highs, about 50% to where we are now. So it's already seen absolutely massive gains. And I just wanted to put this out there, let people know that it's not actually the traders that are going to be able to affect the price unless they're absolutely massive traders, massive whales buying up a ton of wheat, both in forms of this ETF and in real life, right? That's what it would actually take to raise the price of wheat. It's going to take massive demand for real life wheat to actually raise the price of this ETF. I just wanted to point that out there just in case anyone had a misconception, but it is a potential trade that people could be making money on if they're interested in that. So that's what I had to show you guys regarding the wheat ETF. And overall, there is pretty significant social sentiment going for them, right? They have #2 top trending on Reddit. A ton of people are looking into this stock, both on StockTwits, on Google, and on the channel. Now, a lot of people on the channel are actually looking into this stock, and we're only 9 subscribers away from 11,000. So if anyone wants to subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated for more updates and interesting news like this. So if anyone's interested in that, feel free to do it. Once again, keep in mind, none of this is financial advice. I'm not recommending anyone take any certain trades, but if you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, like the video, and other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.